Shout out to Boxing Bros UK.
Thanks, my brother.
Cheers, bro. Thanks.
Hello, everybody. It's Boxing Bros UK. I am Ahis the Boss Chris. It's my co-host Andrew the Boxing Brain. Topic of
Bosh!
the day is, Bosh. We're going to review Johnny Fisher versus Dave Allen 2.
Yeah.
So,
Well,
firstly,
take it away, Chris.
Let's talk about the fight. So, round one, I'd say probably round 1 to 3. I gave them all to Johnny. You might be able to give Dave Allen the first round because he landed a heavy shot, but Johnny Fisher straight away he's on the back foot.
Yeah,
Instead of taking centre ring, he's gone on the back foot, so he's let Dave Allen walk him down, and Dave Allen wasn't exerting any energy because he wasn't exerting any energy because he was just parrying. And he was feinting, and Johnny Fisher was biting on all the feints as well. And he was winning the rounds, but he was wasting so much energy, running around the ring, dancing around here. That pouring jab, Dave Allen, that pouring fencing jab. If you know what you're doing and you're a wicked counter puncher, you got a punch knockout power. Yeah, you can do that, but it wasn't really working for him. This back foot. Defense first kind of style. It was the wrong way. And if you think about back to the first fight, the reason why it had success is because he went at Dave Allen. And I think that was the only way to do it. Obviously, educated pressure. And anyway, so we get to round 4. Dave Allen clips him. He clips him. He hurts him. He does his leg goes. He dances away. Then we come to round 5 and he starts like holding his feet more. On the inside, bad move. He won it because on the inside, Dave Allen's always going to be stronger and he's always going to be better because that's where he lives. He's a short, fat man with short arms. He's fighting on the inside. That's his ballpark. He loves it. And if you notice, they went shot for shot. I think Fisher landed a good shot, but every time Dave was landing, he was hurting him more. And you can hit that guy with anything and it's not really going to move. Especially on the whiskers, and then he caught him with that body shot. Then he caught it over on right, and it was all over. And what a brutal knockout! That last hook landed perfectly on the chin. As soon as he hit him, I knew he was going to fall on his face. This is one thing in boxing: if a boxer falls flat on his face from a KO, it's done. Don't
The
towel went in, but they didn't need to count. And really well done for Dave Allen. I hope no one says, that the weight made him hit harder. It didn't. It might have made him hit harder, but the weight did nothing for him. He just was fitter. He was just fitter than normal, even though he'd not been dieting, but he was still fit. And he just didn't have to use any energy. He didn't use any energy whatsoever, and all the punches he threw, they landed hard. He missed a few overhand rights, but he didn't hardly waste any punches. It was a perfect performance. He really old-manned him in there. Sure.
I don't even know. I mean, I'll get to obviously. I've got some questions, and we'll start on that. But I thought it was a bizarre performance overall from Fisher, and I just touch on that quickly. And also, anyone who made predictions everyone was sort of questioning the shape Allen was coming in, and he got away with that. He got away with it a little bit against Fisher, but obviously against a better opponent, look, whether Allen goes on to fight a Chisora or a Joyce, they're the sort of fights I'd be looking at for him. He's obviously got to come in. Look, he trained hard, I know that, but he even said himself he didn't diet terribly great. So he's definitely got to be a bit aware of coming in at 265, and I think it was a bit like, because Johnny Fisher had such a poor game plan, I think. Because, all right, boxer, like you said, he came out, he was boxing from the outside, but there was no mustard on the shots, no ramrod jab, no sticking it to the body, really stepping into the shot. That was just a 1-2 now and again, 1-2 running away. It was a
scared rabbit. It was like a scared rabbit in the headlights. Like every time he landed a shot, he'd throw a single jab, run away. He never doubled it up or tripled it up. It was always throw a jab, throw a 1-2. If he lands a 1-2, skip around. Anytime Dave Allen came close, tried wrestling with him. Bad idea, because that's how he got caught.
Yeah, played completely into Dave Allen's hands. And look, I think it was clearly a massive experience issue. It was just a complete, mismatch of experience. But getting into the question, because it's one of those fights you could talk about it all night because it's just a lot to talk
One more
about.
thing I'd like to say
Yeah.
about the fight. You could tell he was scared because he was hitting him on the break. He was doing right dirty taps. He was hitting him on the break.
Low blows.
Hitting him low blows. I don't know what the ref was looking at. Every single one of them punches were low. Every single one. And he said, no low blow. He was hitting him low, hitting him on the break, hitting him after the bell. He was doing everything he can to try and get a little bit of advantage. And that guy's just got a rock solid chin.
Yeah.
Anyway, the questions.
Yeah. Well, the first place I've got to start, I always have to start with a commentary. Again, with a biased A-side commentary. Fisher this, Fisher that, Fisher this, Fisher that for the first 4 or 5. Just bloody hell. I don't know if you noticed this, Chris, but bloody hell, the biasness on the commentary. Again, this seems to be a common problem, Chris, doesn't it?
Yeah. It's just like, in the first round, Dave Allen landed a good shot. I think it might have been a body shot. And in the 4th round, he caught him over and right, just clipped him. And he did a little dance and danced around. I think in round 4. And it was just, oh, look, Johnny Fisher, look how he shook that off. He didn't go down. He didn't panic like he did last time when he got caught.
Yeah.
What are you seeing here? He got a hit and he ran away.
And what I wanted to say, while we're staying on the commentary, I really like Sonny Edwards as a commentator. I think he's the one. He's articulate, intelligent. He knows the game, been a boxer. I think he was being a bit pro Fisher to a degree, but he was calling a lot of stuff as he kind of saw it. There didn't seem to be any, company man stuff going on. Like we saw on I can't remember what it was, the one where Dave cut, I think the Ben Whittaker, Liam Cameron, and Dave Colwell was on it. Then you had all the company men, Johnny Nelson. Sorry to say it, but they do shill a little bit for the broadcasters. So I wanted to get your thoughts on that because I thought so we're going to stay with Fisher and then get on to Allen. So you mentioned the word scared kitten, and he did look like a rabbit in the headlights there, and there's a lot of reasons for this. But just articulate to me and the viewers, Chris, especially after he'd obviously been in the first fight, why did he look so petrified in there? Particularly when he got hurt. He visibly looked nervous for a lot of that fight.
You know what, the first round, was cool as a cucumber,
Composed,
Johnny Fisher was terrified. He was full of nervous energy. Do you know what, in his head, he's thinking he's going to lose? I believe that it's one of them things where, not because he felt the power and he thought he lost last time and he got a decision. I think in his head, he'd already lost before he'd got in the ring.
Do you think it's a pressure thing, Chris? This whole ticket, look, at the end of the day, people that don't know, he had very few amateur fights. After 10, 11 fights, they've got 2 gassed up. We did have, unfortunately, because of copyright issues, we can't show it, Chris, can we? We had quite a nice, basically, Eddie Hearn was like getting all over the top. He's going to be the next world-class heavyweight, and he can beat Fabio Wardley, beat Fraser Clark. After beating a light heavyweight, let's be honest, he weren't even a cruiserweight, let alone a heavyweight in Babbage. And then he went from that to after this going, I don't know what we're going to do with him now, and you're thinking, oh my. Like one extra typical sort of Eddie Hearn, brilliant promoter, brilliant at kind of bigging people up. But anyway, I'm going off on a tangent. But the fact that he brought 7,000 fans there, he is a bit of a big name in Britain. Do you think, because I want to try and break apart why he was so nervous. You've said it's because he thought he was going to lose. He weren't going in there confident in his ability. Do you think also it's the pressure because he's been built up so quick?
Yeah, I'll probably say a bit of that, but I do believe he knows that he's not that good. I really do believe, and I think what else was working was wrong. Like obviously. Tony Tibbs, he got it wrong. He got the game plan wrong to fight on the back foot.
Mark Tibbs, yeah,
it was. And he's not very good on the back foot. And now, obviously, we're seeing he's terrible on the back foot because he don't know what to do. He don't know when to throw. He don't know when to step to the right, when to step to the left. Like he just hasn't got that back foot game is just non-existent. He should never have bothered with it because the first fight, that's how he did well the first fight. Because he was coming at Dave, and he showed him too much. It's like he was terrified to get hit. Like he was terrified to get hit. That's what it looked like to me. Like any kind of little anything with a bit of meat on it, he was on his bike, and then Dave Allen wasn't chasing him around. He was walking, cutting the ring off, and even Dave Allen, I noticed this in the fight. He stopped fainting. I think after round 3, and I thought they were working. Why has he stopped fainting? And he said, "No, that's what he said when he did his interview on his own channel. He went, "Yeah, I stopped fainting in round 3. I just thought I'm not even going to waste any energy fainting. I'm just going to close him down. And when I land, he's going. I can feel it."
Because that's the thing, he felt heavy in there. He felt sluggish.
Yeah, and Dave Allen even said, I felt a little bit sluggish, but I knew once I got warmed up, I knew I was going to catch him. He was just taking his time, and Johnny Fisher was making it so easy by all that running around.
Yeah, absolutely.
The pressure, and obviously where he's never been put on his arse, he's never been hit hard before. So where he got hit hard by Dave Allen, I think it really shook him to his boots, and I think he's done for me.
Yeah. So when in terms of the strategy, right? Because there was no kind of double jab. He wasn't kind of putting any real menace on that jab, looking to sort of, because you got with someone like Dave Allen, I always feel like you've got to get his respect and you've got to keep him honest.
Yeah.
You've got to keep him honest because let's be honest. I mean, it wasn't like he had quick feet in there and he had any kind of struggle walking him down. He was just walking straight through John Fisher, and he come in there 265 pounds, you know, and he Johnny Fisher should have, I don't know. But basically my question is, what on earth was going on with the strategy? Because Mark Tibbs is a great trainer, like comes from great boxing pedigree. Why did they just on the back foot and just nothing on the shots? What was going on?
I know. I can tell you what that was.
Yeah.
Because basically, even Johnny Fisher alluded to it in one of his interviews. He said we tried to play some mind games and say that we was going to meet him centre ring and have a war straight away. But the game plan was always to do the opposite of that. So they kept on saying that they were going to have a war more than last time, meet in the centre of the ring. So they were trying to like set a little trap. So Dave Allen expects him to come forward. Even though Dave Allen said, your best bet is to come at me because and box me in the later rounds when I'm tired. That was the right strategy that they didn't do. I think they just thought, because Dave Allen put more meat on, they were trying to make Dave Allen gas and win. So they were thought, box on the back foot, frustrate him, get him tired or whatever, and then step on the gas halfway through. But that was the wrong strategy because Dave Allen stepped on the gas.
Yeah, but by doing that, by Fisher having that strategy, being constantly kind of circling around the ring on the back, he was tired out before Dave Allen was.
Yeah.
Like after the 4th round, he was fucked. Again, this was a carbon copy of the first fight. Although Johnny Fisher was slightly worse. First 4 rounds, he's probably won 3 out of the 4. The 5th round capitulates. So I wonder whether there's a stamina issue as well. I don't know.
I honestly believe it's anxiety. I could see it in him. Nervous energy. There's no way a man like that he's super fit. Yeah, it's the nervous energy.
It's got to be in it. David Price syndrome.
He was like Dave Allen was so relaxed. Like he was stiff. You know when you're scared and you punch, like you tense your whole body. You're not relaxed. You know.
Yeah.
Like he's just wasting energy, moving too much, tensing his punches, having his arm like this. Doing all this shit for nothing.
Fencing, mate, like he was at the Olympics.
It was really
bizarre.
It was really, really bad, man.
Yeah. So my next question, really, on as we kind of close up on Fisher and come on to Allen, do you think, this is kind of a loaded question, but do you think the matchmaking in general, the lack of amateur experience, putting him in against Dave Allen too quickly in his career, do you think that was the biggest factor? You know, the fact that he's so raw, you know, he's 25 years of age. He's getting in there against a seasoned veteran in Dave Allen. Was this a cherry pick gone wrong? Was this what went on here? Because for me, the lack of experience showed in there in both fights, really.
Yeah.
And I think that is why everything broke down. But what's your thoughts on that?
Me, that was a cherry pick gone wrong. Obviously, He's jacked. He jacked against Fraser Clark. Yeah, we all know it. Yeah, he jacked quick. Yeah. So they thought he's fat.
Well, apparently Jamie Moore pulled him out, but I don't know whether that's true or not. But
no, he jacked. He admitted it. He said he jacked. He said he
yeah.
So they thought,
well,
Dave Allen is a name. He's popular. So he's finished. And he'll give Johnny Fisher rounds. What they didn't realise is that Dave Allen had rejuvenated himself, and he's got Jamie Moore behind him, and he's listening to his coaches for the first time in his life. So you can have Indian summers. You can look at Derek Chisora,
Anthony Kakachi.
Yeah, you can just everything seems to come together, especially when you get older and you've got a family. And Dave Allen's just a light bulb switched on, and he's taking it serious. Because one thing, he was out of shape, but this is what Jamie Moore said. He can do the fitness sessions. Because Dave Allen said, I've not stuck to the diet. He went,
it's the diet. It's what he puts in his mouth. Yeah, the issue. The rest of it's fine.
But what Jamie Moore said is, I don't care what you're eating, because every training session, you're meeting the targets. All your strength and conditioning that you're doing, you're meeting the targets. So, yeah, you could look a bit better. And obviously, and Jamie Moore said, he sticks his belly out as well when he's on camera.
He does it on purpose.
Yeah, he does it on purpose, just to piss people off. But he said, but Jamie Moore said, every strength and conditioning session, every coaching session, he met the targets, he did the rounds, he sparred, he did everything. So even though his diet's bad, he
fooled us all, mate, didn't he?
Yeah. It just goes to show, just because on the outside they look shit, with cardio, you can't tell. Look at Fury, incredible engine, body like shit. As long as you can do the fitness, that's all that matters. So,
do you know what? And I know you know this because that's your field as well. And like I always say, boxing isn't a bodybuilding competition; it's a fight. At the end of the day, that's what it's about. I mean, obviously within reason. I just hope he doesn't do a Bacoli where he goes, "Oh well, I did well at 265. I'll come in at 275 next time." Because if that was the case, and I'm re-quoting YB a bit here, heavyweights would just come in 400 pounds and ball it. There's obviously a limit, but I think, like what you said, with a heavyweight, 6'3", 6'4", and up, you can carry that weight because you've got the frame to be able to carry it. And if you're meeting the markers, like you say, the strength markers, the cardio markers, you're doing your distance runs and your distance walks and whatever, then you're able to kind of carry that weight and use that. And that's the thing. But obviously, there's a limit. We don't want him coming in at 300 pounds. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. No, but I think we're going to see some good things from Dave Allen because he's motivated and he was just so calm there. And he threw hands when he needed to. And that was a picture perfect performance. Didn't panic. Got hit to the body a few times. But it's just, it's just a shame, man. It's just a real shame for Johnny Fisher.
Coming on to Alan, so I've got to read you a quote from Alan. I can't remember where he said this, but I just want to get your reaction to it. He said, I was probably a bit too heavy. It was a bit too easy for me in there. I was feeling the pace around about round 4. I didn't diet, but I trained hard. I was feeling sluggish, so I got a bit lucky, really, but I stuck it on him. What do you make of that? I thought that was quite interesting, what you said there.
I make of that he was out of shape,
yeah.
Please, I don't want anyone to think, let's all get fat like Andy Ruiz and Dave Allen now and Bacoli. It's going to make you fight better, because it fucking don't. But I think that he thought, I'm a bit out of shape. I've just lost 4 rounds in a row. I'm going to stick it on him this round and see what happens. And has got lucky.
Exactly.
And has got lucky. And obviously, Fisher, he didn't have faith in his own ability to take a shot, and it's like he's knocking himself out before he even gets punched because he's that scared of getting hit. The
composure.
And
when I was going to say that, because when he got hurt, you've got to have a bit of look. It's easy for us to say, we're not in the ring, and I always say that, but you got to have a bit of a poker face, because he was up on his legs doing all this, and I was thinking, no. What you did, because I was rooting for him in there. I like him. I like them both. I really like them both. But he was sort of doing all this, and then he was shaking his head. I'm thinking, no, he's over egging it. Yeah. Someone like Dave Allen, it's right there and then he would have known, and his legs were gone anyway, mate. After round 4, when he got clipped in round 4, his legs were fucking shot to pieces.
I know,
straight away.
He should have just did what he did last time, but not stay on the inside. Bang, bang, ramrod jab, bang, bang, like double jab, triple jab. Try and land the 1-2 where he can. Try and go to the body, and then if he finds himself inside, tie him up or try and step off, and then use your back foot game, but not start the round. He started the round, he'd put his hand out, and then Dave Allen would take 1 step forward, and he'd take like 3 steps back and start moving around. Like everything was over exaggerated, over exaggerated and over anticipated every movement of Dave Allen, and it was the wrong game plan from the. That's on the coach as well. They thought they'll tire Dave Allen out and drown him in the end rounds when they shouldn't have done that. They should have took his best work out of him from the start and then boxed him in the last rounds.
Yeah, absolutely. I forgot to ask actually on Fisher. We could do it at the end, but just quickly on Fisher. This is a bit of a tough question, to be fair. Where does Fisher go from here? Because I don't even think Eddie Hearn knows.
For him, the best thing for him to do is, I don't know, fight. It's hard to say. If he wants to win a title,
forget all the ticket sales. Go and learn your craft.
Yeah, if I was him, I would just
Solomon Dakers. I don't know.
I was thinking that Solomon Dakers would be a good fight for him because he's a boxer, wily. But then he might knock Solomon Dakers out. We see him. So I don't know. If I was him, I'd go Southern Area title, English title, British title. Try that route, and you know.
I think so. I think if he look at the end of the day, he got into boxing to earn his family money, and you can tell that, and to have a better life for his family, for himself and his family. But I think if he wants to continue in the game, and good luck to him if he does, I think take all this kind of look, because he's very marketable. This whole Bosch thing and all the rest of it. His dad probably helped him, but not helped him in many ways. If you know what I mean, Chris. Yeah. But I think take all that away. Take all that expectation of I've brought thousands of fans and feeling like you've got to entertain them and put on a show. Go back down, I think, a couple of levels. Learn your trade in the pro ranks and rebuild and come again. It might be a long way back, and maybe eventually have a trilogy with Dave Allen, but not now. Maybe in 2 or 3 years, maybe.
Yeah. It's just going to end badly, man. You can't. Yeah. If you lose to someone twice, there's no real point in a trilogy. And but he definitely needs to start from the beginning. Fight a journeyman, get your confidence. Fight for an area title, English title, then hopefully go for the British.
And he's a young man, and we like him. I really like him as a man, as a character. I like him.
Like so he said, he don't have to do this. He does it because he loves it. So he's happy and he's enjoying himself. And remember, the back foot game isn't your strong suit. So don't do it.
Sometimes the best form of defence is attack.
Yes.
Yeah. Sometimes. Back on to Dave Allen, a couple more questions. Can Dave Allen now, he's got a good team around him now, so he's back working with Eddie Hearn and the rest of it. Can he stay disciplined, get on the diet, and, can he sort of have a bit of an Indian summer, stay ready, stay fit, stay disciplined? What do you think? Because you never know with him, do you?
Do you know what I would love? I would love for Dave Allen to knock Fraser Clark out in a rematch for a British title. I think that'd be massive.
Oh,
that'd be massive.
That'd be a great fight.
And obviously, where Dave Allen, he can prove everyone wrong, because that's the fight that really hurt his feelings, and he let himself down because he quit, and he's not a quitter. He quit on his stool, and I think that could be massive. Like, so, I'd probably say maybe the winner of Dave Adelaide TKV. Let them fight. Yeah. But then he needs to fight in between. So I don't know what. He might fight a journeyman. But I just think the Fraser Clark fight, he should take that now. If he can beat Fraser Clark and then because I think he can beat Fraser. I really do.
I think that there was a quote that came out from Jamie Moore, and I don't know what's going on there, but he said the thing is with Dave Allen is that he takes everything on his shoulders. It's how he's too honest for his own good. But he said in that fight, he said he was going to take him out of there. And apparently, Jamie Moore said that he's been going around saying that when it's not true. Apparently, Jamie Moore wanted to take him out. So sometimes he doesn't do himself any favours with what he says, Chris, honestly. Like, he I don't know. But anyway, he certainly didn't look good in that fight. But I'll tell you what, I think some good fights for him. I was talking to Josh, actually. I think some good fights for him outside of that one. Chisora, Joe Joyce, I think would be a good fight for him. David Adelaide, if he's still the British champion. The differences with Allen and Fisher, Chris, is that Allen's got loads of options now. Fisher's got very few.
He's got zero. Yeah, he's got zero. He's got to rebuild. I think Dave Allen, because Jamie, TKV, and Adelaide, after their fight, he's going to need a fight in between because he doesn't want to wait around and stay inactive and get fat waiting for that British title that he might not even get. Do you know what I mean? And whoever wins might say, no, I don't want to fight Dave Allen. And he's not in the rankings or whatever. So I think he needs to have a fight in between. And I think Fraser Clark fight will be good. Solomon Dacres fight would be good. Even though I don't rate that because he's quite wily and good at moving around. And Dave Allen is a bit lazy and I can't see him really exerting himself to cut the ring off.
Yeah, I like Chisora or Joyce. I think they would be really good fights. Yeah. Although I'll tell you what, it'd be like watching a fight in slow motion in mud with those pairings. I'll tell you.
Yeah, Chisora already said that. Chisora said he don't want to fight him.
No, I can understand why.
He said, I don't want to fight Dave.
Yeah, so that's all my questions really. Any sort of closing thoughts? Any more sort of things around this fight, or in general, or the two of them?
Just feel sorry for Johnny, and well done, Dave. I got my pick right. I said late stoppage, but it was a mid stoppage. But yeah,
most of us on the internet got this one completely wrong, and I started reading too much into it. Oh, Johnny's going to be the A side. Is it going to be a bit of big? Sometimes I think what I'm going to do in the future now is not go with this too much, overthinking it. I'm going to go with my heart a lot more. And that's just kind of go with that.
That's why I picked it. Even after I seen the weight thing, I thought, I still think he's going to win. And then when you see Johnny Fisher just like wasting all that energy doing nothing.
But he's good with a mind game. I think he's a clever fucker, Dave Allen. Like, he's good with a mind. This pushing the belly out, the way he sort of says some things on his YouTube channel, comes out and says, I think he's a little bit of a master of, he's master of deception in some way. You know what I mean? He is quite deceptive, and I think you can kind of think, oh, hang about, and then he knows that the YouTube, he even said it. He said, oh, some of these YouTube, like, they don't know what they're talking about. And I think he sort of knows the game inside out, and he knows how social media works. And I think he just sort of plays to the gallery a little bit. And I think he just kind of fooled us all, really.
Not me.
But not you went with your heart. But no, listen,
I believed in him.
my closing thought, nothing, it's easy to come on and slate people. And I didn't want to come on here and slate Fisher. Look, he's clearly raw. He's clearly limited. He knows that. He's clearly got a lot of work to do. Don't know what his ceiling is. It's a long way back for him. But he's done really well. He's made a lot of money. Life-changing money for his family. Look after his family. He seems a really good, honest young man. Dave Allen is salt of the earth too. Lovely fellas, proper gentlemen, and they gave us two really interesting fights. And anyone from America watching, another entertaining fight on these shores.
Get out there. All right.
So, like and sub.
Subscribe, guys. Like and subscribe.